So, the second installment of God Over Everything. The 5 year plan, second installment of explaining that. And by God's grace, I'll go ahead and attach this stuff to, a couple fundraisers and, absolutely, see what y'all think about it. And again, how y'all can financially, help me with this 5 year plan because I think it's pretty darn snazzy, honestly, and so on. Pretty, cool, chill guy for the most part. And yeah, like I say, I talk this stuff up with my family in Mississippi various times, and it's like nobody really wants to, bite on it, and I even said to use rate, not raises, but I use word to use phrases. It's like it's like I don't even know if they're sniffing on it, but it's like I keep telling them about the opportunities that are here in Florida, let alone opportunities that are here in Jacksonville, in Duval, in St. John's, and it feels like nobody wants to live it out with me, and so I just had that epiphany months ago that I can't keep waiting for someone to bite on these opportunities or take advantage of them with me. I had to just take advantage of them by myself. What that fruitfully means is I have to go out there and I have to do what I got to do in terms of, getting, just having my own kids and having my own kids and letting them enjoy the experience with me. Having them in the schools, having my wife be again, active, like in the community, like I'm gonna be. And again, it's just gonna be a hands-on voucher either way it goes. Everyone's gonna love each other, know each other, believe in each other, and we in the community are gonna be one and the same. And this like it's really it's like St. John's is where we're gonna live, and it's like yeah, St. John's Knockety is where we're gonna live, but we're still gonna be all around. We're gonna be in St. John's, we're gonna be in Duval, we're gonna be in Clay, we're gonna be in Palaca Lake. We're gonna be all around the Sunshine State. Getting to know our state, to be involved in the community as fruitfully and prosperously as we possibly can, because that's who I am and that's the family that I'm raising and that's the legacy that I'm building. And we're gonna my wife, we're gonna have kids in wedlock and gonna have kids in by adoption too. That's how that's gonna go, and so on. Yeah, and I don't know how many we're gonna have, but I definitely know by God's grace we're gonna take our time, one kid at a time, if not two kids at a time, because I want to have a lot of kids, but at the same time I don't want to overload myself with a ton of kids, just to have a ton of kids and think to myself, what did I get myself into? And I think you gotta understand it's like you want a lot of kids, but you want to pace yourself with your kids so you don't overload yourself, tire yourself out, and it just ruins your whole family dynamic that you've built. Because it's like, what do we do with all these kids, and so on, if that makes some sense, and that's a big part of what it's gonna be. Now, obviously, I'm not married yet, and but this is like I say, the 5 year plan that I'm constructing to find love, get married, have kids, and those kids are gonna go to St. Johns County schools. We're gonna live in Knockety, and hopefully, and I definitely, when it comes to foster care, I definitely don't mind adopting, how many teenagers and having a couple of them go to, Valley Ridge, a couple of them go to PVA, a couple of them go to, now obviously for high school, I would say number one, they're gonna go to Nice. But then at the same time, I don't really want to force my kids to go to Nice if they want to go to PV or Manor or Fletcher or whatever. Do I? I don't know. We're gonna have to see it when it comes. I just gonna know your dad went to Nice. He wants you to go to Nice, but we'll see when the time comes where I tell them no, you're gonna go to Nice or you have or you can explore the free market and so on. And like I say, this is godly who I am because I'm fruitful with it to multiply my blessings. And I mean, in terms of, I don't have to be a high profile figure whatsoever, but my character, my personality kind of demands that I am one because I'm always into being around the community, helping people out, giving speeches, mentoring children, and conversating with families, getting to know who everybody is, and really learning your story, and again how we can just work together to make more testimonies. So so that's really what me and my family don't have to be high profile, but at the same time, I'm a high profile person, and it's not to say all my kids are going to be high profile, but it is to say that, I mean, we're totally going to let them grow, we're totally gonna let them grow and into their own colors, into their own character, into their own belief system, into their own you know into their own being throughout our family structure. That's pretty much what's gonna happen. 110%. But at the same time, whether they're all quiet to themselves or whether they're very vibrant like me. The biggest point there is we're gonna be as active in the community as we possibly can with everybody because again, we're trying to save souls for the kingdom, let alone we're trying to live a fruitful, plentiful, blessed life with the good Lord Jesus and so on. And yeah, like I say, I can't, I've been trying to talk the communities up, to my relatives for quite some time, and it's like, if it's not meant for them to, be down here, obviously they won't be down here to, stay as residents. But I know that, I got the call on to take advantage of the area, let alone take advantage of, what I see here and what I want to do everywhere. And I know I gotta, be where I want to be, and make the best out of it for me and my future family, In terms of, it's like in terms of I want my cousins to come down here and be in our schools, but it's like if they can't, then let me just make my own kids, but it's like if they can't, let me just make my own kids, and uh, you know, uh, wow, I'm trying to finish that, but I think you already know. Make my own kids and have them be in a couple of the schools, if not all the schools, and we'll see how it goes from there. And yeah. And like I say, in the 5-year plan is like, it's not to say in 2022 I'm gonna immediately. It's not to say that in 2022 I'm gonna immediately, start looking for wives. That's not gonna happen. That's not how the plan works. But it is a 5-year plan to say somewhere within these 5 years you need to get married and you need to start having kids. That's what it says. But 2022 is just a starting clock to it, and so on. And I want people to totally understand, as much as I would love to lie to myself and not get married and never have kids of my own, I can't lie to myself like that because I know who I am. I don't just call these kids in the community already my little brothers and little sisters of the next generation. I don't go out to all the middle school games for nothing to support them as my little brothers and little sisters of the next generation. I'm not still involved in these high school, again, the same way I was for no good reason, always coming around to give back and to cheer on my friends that are still there, and to see what's changed and again, where I can donate and so on and so on. I don't do that for no good reason. I do that because that's who I am, that's what's in my heart, and that's what my calling is and my legacy is at Nice, and I want to continue to keep spreading this legacy out to other schools as well. And vice versa when it comes to the women and wife thing, is that I love way too many women to not get married. I swear to you, I love women with every bone in my body. My love for women, my passion for women is so astronomical, you literally cannot measure it. So there's no way I can't get married. There's no way I can't. Because I love women way too much. And I mean, quote me, I love women way too much, God of everything. There's no way I cannot and will not find me a wife out there, that is more than willing to have these babies with me, more than willing to absolutely, tag team with me, in this, in this 5-year plan for the future of our family and so on. Because trust me, I thought about it countless times, just, lying to myself about not wanting, kids or a wife and be like, yeah, I'm just going to stay single for my entire life, or I'm just going to not have kids or whatever. I've thought about it. But then that thought process don't last long because I'm like, are you kidding me, Nate? You know you. You'll write this. You write all the music about it. You love kids and you love women. You know darn well that you're more than capable of raising a family. You're more than capable of getting married. You can absolutely do this. You can add 110%. You can. You know you're gonna be an amazing father. Like, are you kidding me? I mean, especially once your kids, have their friends. I mean, you're gonna want to meet your kids' friends. So you can do the same thing you do now. Adopt their friends as as your kids, or adopt their friends as your nieces and your nephews, and everybody can just call you Uncle Nate. I mean, goodness gracious, like you're like, I mean, that's what you do. You're gonna want to adopt your kids or adopt your kids' friends into the family just like that, and be like, yeah, you can call me Uncle now. If not, you're a second dad now or whatever. I mean, I mean, so why hold yourself back from that future blossom because you want to sell yourself on a lie, that has no tentacles to it, and so on. So I can't sell myself on a lie that I don't want kids, or sell myself on a lie that I don't want, to raise a family of my own, and I don't want, my kids to be successful, or I don't want my kids to go to St. Johns County schools, and I don't want us to be a big part of the community out there, let alone spread this everywhere. You get the point. Because again, my home county is Duval, so I'm not trying to snub Duval whatsoever. It's just that I went to high school out there in St. John's, so I'm kind of dually from both. I'm from St. John's and I'm from Duval. I spent most of my life in Duval, but like I say, I've pretty much from both because I, went to high school out in St. John's, and I got a lot of friends out there in St. John's, and I know they know who I am. They love me. I'm great for the community. I'm a community guy. So it's like, but it's like from what I feel in my heart. It's like, I'm not trying to snub Duval, but it's like in terms of where me and my family are gonna live, it's gonna be St. John's. And in terms of in terms of where we live and what in the schools that my kids go to, it's gonna be St. John's. It's gonna be Nocatee. It's gonna be Nice or PV. As the immediate options, it's gonna be PVA or VR, depending on what grades they're in and so on. So it's like we're gonna be a staple of the community no matter where we are, whether we're in Duval, whether we're in St. John's. I mean, and we're still gonna be around Duval. It's just we're gonna be it's just our home base of where we live and go to school at is gonna be St. John's. But we're gonna be everywhere. We're gonna be in various counties, everywhere, making a difference, giving back to community, everywhere, etc. And again, God bless Duval. I dare I say to again share more hometown love. I have no problem owning two houses, I have no problem owning a place in St. John's and a place in particularly owning a place in Nocatee and a place in Duval. So again, I do want my kids to explore the free market. I don't want them to think they have to go to a St. John's school just because their dad wants them to, or just because I went to Nice, and just because I promote VRA and PVA to the death of me and so on. I don't want them to think they have to go to a St. John's school, but you get the point. So I think that's probably, and again, if I'm big enough in my career, at that time, to where I can afford to own multiple houses, and we can do the best free market, trades that we can. Absolutely. The kids, again, the primary house will be in Nocatee, but they can absolutely go to, but I will absolutely own multiple houses where, if they want to go to a St. John's school anywhere, they can. They want to go to a Duval school, they can. They want to go to I want to say a Volusia County school. I mean, I'm NJ. I'm gonna have it like that because I want the best for my kids, and I want what they want, let alone what God wants, and I want to build and raise a beautiful family and so on. And by the way, this isn't just me owning houses everywhere, just to own houses everywhere so my kids can have that free market opportunity. This is us owning places everywhere so we can, be enriched everywhere, so we can have a place to stay everywhere, so we don't just have to be in one place, and so on. We can have, gatherings everywhere. We can have connections and hometown vibes and feels everywhere. So we can have roots in the community everywhere. God bless.